Hi everybody, so in this demonstration I'm going to be taking this rectangular prism, I'm going to be drawing a net, and drawing that net is going to allow me to calculate the surface area of this rectangular prism. So what I have here is a 3D object, or 3D figure, and I have the dimensions of that figure. It's 3 centimeters by 2 centimeters by 6 centimeters. And I want to calculate the surface area. And just remember that the surface area is kind of like the amount of wrapping paper it would take to cover this figure if it were a present. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to pretend like I'm unfolding it if it were a box to draw my net. So I'm going to sketch this out and see how I do here. And this does take some practice, and I'll admit it is something that I find to be a little bit challenging sometimes. And here we go. Okay, so the net would look something like this. And now, what's great about this is that I have really 6 rectangles that I'm going to be able to find the area of, but I need to make sure that I understand their dimensions. So I'm going to go through and just label their dimensions. So I see that, for example, on the top, this would be a 6 by 3 rectangle, and these 2 rectangles are the same. So this is also a 6 by 3. These skinnier rectangles, which would make up the sides, look like they're a 2 by 6. And this is the same, which would also make it a 2 by 6. This distance here would be 2, so we get a 3 by 2, which makes this bottom one a 3 by 2 as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to calculate the areas of each of these rectangles, and I think what I've decided to do is I'm going to put the areas inside, just so that I can keep track of each one. So I'll start all the way on the right here. This is a 6 by 3, which would actually make this an 18 centimeter square rectangle, which would make this one that is the same, like kind of front and back, also 18 centimeters squared. These skinny rectangles, that one of which connects these 2 bigger ones, are 2 by 6s. So 2 by 6 would be a 12 centimeters squared, which would make this rectangle that's the same, kind of on the far left, is also a 12 centimeters squared. And now I just have to calculate the top and bottom. 3 by 2, so that would make this 3 times 2 is 6 centimeters squared. And the one on the bottom would also be 6 centimeters squared. So really what I have, I've calculated all the 6 faces of this rectangular prism, and now I'm just going to add up these areas, and that's going to tell me what the total surface area would be, or quote unquote how much wrapping paper I would need to wrap this box. So what have I got? Well, I've got 2 6s, I've got 2 12s, I've got 2 18s. Add these together, 20, 52. So I've got 4 7. So this would be 72 centimeters squared. And just don't forget that surface area is a 2-dimensional measure, so it should be in square units. You don't want to be the person that puts cubic units. Okay, so there we go. That's my demo on calculating the surface area of a rectangular prism.